Reminder that there's a lot that goes on in this world we don't pay attention to. Are you guys aware Chad Kelly is lighting up the Canadian Football League?
Yes, I am. I've watched
Toronto
him.
Argonauts football.
I have watched him.
Wait, what did you just say?
I have watched him. Yeah, on a Friday night, ESPN2.
Oh, David. Okay.
I need football, man.
You poor thing. Good God. Carry on.
He's counting down to the Hall of Fame game.
In fact, I am. All right, so let's get into this here real quick. I got some other things, but I want to start with this. USA Today had a list of second-year players that need to step it up. But the question I have is the first three that they mentioned, and it's the quarterback position. We all know how important this is. Sam Howell, Kenny Pickett, Desmond Ridder. What do we expect from these two going into year two for their teams?
I have no idea on two of the three, but I actually think Kenny Pickett might end up okay. I think Kenny Pickett, it's the biggest pressure spot to me, being a Pittsburgh Steeler and following Big Ben. Don't you feel like with Deontay Johnson and Pickens and Najee, he kind of takes a real step?
Well, it's a good system to be in because, Pittsburgh's, they're not flashy. They're not going to ask him to do a ton of things. So I think that may work. Desmond Ridder is the one for me because Atlanta's giving him a lot of toys to play with and saying, okay, son, you know what? Hey, now you got Bijan, you got receivers, you got tight ends, you got it all. Let's go out there and let's make this thing happen. So Ridder is the one that I think could take that step in year two.
And then on the defensive side for the two-year players, one guy that really stands out for me because, Mike, you say they're going to take the next step. They're going to win their division, maybe win a playoff game. And if he's for the Jacksonville Jags, it's Trayvon Walker.
Yeah.
What do they need from him on the defensive side for them to take the next step?
To play like the number one overall pick?
To play like Aiden Hutchinson, to play like Kayvon Thibodeau. I mean, really, Kayvon and Aiden both outperformed him. I understand it's a different system, and he's a different player. But the one thing that scared me with Trayvon was a complete lack of production, which I know Kenny could speak to. When you play for Georgia for 2 years and you have a grand total of like 4 sacks, I don't care what your job duties are. He wasn't a guy that got a lot of pressure. He didn't produce a lot of sacks. I don't want to hear that Rashawn Gary line of thinking of, he was asked to set the edge. Stop. Okay, edge setters might go 12 overall. They don't go number 1. So, yes, I would agree with you. That's a guy, you better have a big year because that team is expected to have a big year.
Because Jacksonville fans are looking at Detroit and New York saying, we could have had one of those guys instead.
So, Rico, you've been known to say on this show, and you just said it, that you're not a fan of Hard Knocks per se. Well, neither are the Jets. They are limiting access to HBO when it comes to the show. Says the Jets, of course, they were forced to be on the show. They fought a tooth and nail. But here's a quote from them. It says, Hard Knocks won't be getting the same access it usually does. According to Schefter, they're not going to be given the same access. They just don't believe it's a humane to show players and what they're doing and what they're being released. So they don't even want to show players being released on here. And then it says the Jets are only going to do the bare minimum when it comes to cooperation. Then why are we showing the Jets?
Then maybe it's time to shut the program down because nobody in the league wanted to do it again. Because I've often wondered, why do teams give just full access? And the Jets are saying, you can get very little. If you don't have a key card, you can't come past this door. Then I already didn't want to watch it. Why do I want to watch you standing outside the building talking? That's just every ESPN and every news piece talking about practice and what happened. And here's a 30-second clip of video, and now back to you in the studio.
I've got something for you guys. So in the vein earlier we talked about quarterback on Netflix, I'm going to give you 2 more projects that are dropping August 1st. I want to know if you'd watch one, both, or neither of these, okay? They have a series called Untold. One of them is going to feature the story of Johnny Manziel. The other is going to feature Urban Meyer's Florida Gators. It's titled Swamp Kings. August 1st. One, both, or neither.
You had me at Johnny Manziel. So,
You had me at Urban. That's the one I'm watching.
I'm watching both.
Yeah, okay, so both.
Oh, I'm watching both.
That's August 1st.
It's both, but Johnny Manziel, I think, is top of the list for me.
Guys, our job here is to provide you with football one damn near every hour of this show at some point, but now we're giving you programming options.
I mean, the Florida Gators that may have been the most interesting championship team since the U.
Well,
back in the 80s.
They had a cold-blooded killer on the team. So, yes.
And a Christian as their quarterback.
Right. God Squad, murderer. God Squad,
Total
murderer.
opposite.
Yeah. You know.
So I want to know what you have to say about this. And I looked up the stats, and it's very interesting. Justin Fields was talking to reporters, and he basically put himself in the top 5 as the greatest running quarterbacks in NFL history. He put him with Steve Young, put himself with Michael Vick, and he put himself with Cam and Lamar Jackson. Now, he did have 1,100 yards rushing last year. Michael Vick only had one 1,000-yard rusher as a quarterback.
Yeah, because Michael Vick could actually throw the ball.
Is that going to be the difference then? Is he really going to be the greatest running quarterback of all time?
Put another season on paper like that this year, I'll have a conversation with you. I can't do it.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. If you had real receivers and a real offense around you, I don't think you would have had to run. He was the only option. It reminded me of Michael Vick when he played for Virginia Tech. And you're thinking to yourself, dear God, if he had anybody else on this team would actually win a national title. When I watched, you felt sorry. By the end of this Bears game, man, I just felt sorry for him. Like,
Kenny, what were you, 5 years old when Vic was playing at VTech?
Yeah, about
All right,
that,
here's what I want you to do. I'm going to give you something fun. Oh my God. On your laptop right now, I want you to go to YouTube. Type in Mike Vick, Boston College. You want his greatest highlight in my world. He walked into Alumni Stadium and flatlined all 11 defenders.
better than the playoff game against the Pack?
I'm talking college.
Oh, college.
Vic.
Oh, okay.
No. Nothing compares to. No, I'm saying I want to give Kenny something maybe he hasn't seen.
Oh.
It is electric.
That was an
Electric.
amazing
Because he ended,
highlight.
We talk about, the Lions ended Rodgers' career. He ended Brett Favre.
Tell you one thing, the Jesuits wanted no part
for
of
sure.
it. They wanted no part of him that night. Poor BC.
People just falling down. Oops.
Dude, torn
My ankle.
ACLs. Every guy on the field was wearing an Okuda mask.
Oh,
My neck. My back.
my God. That's ridiculous.
Dude, all 11 defenders had a shot to tackle him. 9 torn ACLs, 2 concussions from falling.
From bumping into each other.
Done. Like bowling pins. Sorry.
And then he did something similar when he got to the NFL again, the Vikings game when he was a quarterback for the Falcons. So,
But no,
man,
I
he was
I
amazing.
wanted to provide some value to Kenny's day. That's an old school highlight. That's big time.
Yeah.
Well, let me do my my annual ESPN topic here. Dak Prescott says, I won't have 10 interceptions this year. He's coming off his highest in his career, 15 interceptions last year. What does he do this year? Does he have the weapons to even do anything?
So he's saying he just won't have 10.
He won't have 10.
So 11, and he's okay. 13, and he's fine. Yeah, that's not that great of a statement. I understand where he's trying to come from, but I stopped believing in Dak Prescott years ago. If one man could be the epitome of the Dallas Cowboys, it's him. Every year, high expectations, gonna be great. This is his year, and falls flat on his face. Until next year, wash, rinse, repeat.
There's part of this that does go back, fellas, to the shoulder problem, to the inability to put zip on the ball, to throw the ball. He looked broken at points last year. I really have no idea what to do with him. I still think Dallas's best self is to ground and pound and play good defense. This idea, they want to do this air raid thing. We're drafting weapons everywhere. I don't think Dak's capable of it.
Well, that and the fact that now you're going to get McCarthy out there showing that I can call these offensive plays, and I think that they're going to ruin this man.
It's too late. He's already ruined.
No, but I think that now it's really going to, I was the head coach. I was calling the offensive plays, so, yeah, this isn't going to work.